good friends, as I record this, funk legends P-Funk, Parliament Funkadelic are in the midst of their final farewell tour. I'm sad to hear it, but man, what veteran legends those guys are, and if anybody deserves a retirement and to kind of ease off of it, it's definitely George Clinton and the boys. As I'm sure you would imagine, being the legends that they are, P-Funk's got tons of stories and tales. But what you might not have known is your boy, P-Dub here, has his own Parliament Funkadelic story. And here's the story. I've seen Parliament Funkadelic a few times. I'm a huge fan of the group. I listen to their music all the time. Indeed, we do some reggae versions of their songs once in a while. This night in particular, I was strictly going as a fan, and this was the last time I ever saw Parliament. They were playing in my hometown at a legendary club, now defunct, called the Trade Winds. And I drove up from Belmar with a CD and a Sharpie marker, figuring I might meet the band and get my CD signed, yeah? When I get there, I see my friend Tommy running security. Now, he works for a security club that does a lot of the big events and clubs around the area, and this particular night, he was working the dressing room door for P-Funk. So I approached him, I said, hey man, huge fan, you gotta let me in there, Tom, and I'm gonna go fucking hang out with P-Funk. No problem, he lets me in. I walk in, the room is just filled with people, because Parliament Funkadelic's a very big band. So the room is like a long white room with two, bench, a bench that goes the length of, the entire wall almost. There's two of them, so like band members can sit and kind of face each other in this narrow, long room. Weird way the room was set up. And then the area by the door had all the band's guitars and equipment and everything. So I walked in, and they saw me, and they were just gestured for me to sit down as if I was supposed to be there. So I did. And I wound up sitting next to one of my guitar heroes, Gary Scheider. Now, Parliament Funkadelic is a band of characters. And if you know anything about the band P-Funk, the character that Gary Scheider plays, he's one of the guitar player singers, is the dude in the diaper. He wears a diaper on stage. Almost like a Red Hot Chili Peppers thing before they was anything. So I sit down next to Gary Scheider, and he's wearing the diaper. It's 2 hours before the show's even really kicking off, and the dude is already in the diaper. I sit down next to him, and everybody's chilling, and somebody starts introducing me to other people that are in the room, not the band. And somebody points to this one dude who looked like Dwayne Wayne, who was sitting across from me, and says that it's Gary's cousin, the guy I'm sitting next to's cousin. And the guy looks at me and goes, "You're the guy from the Train." Now, what he was referring to is the fact that back at that time, this is about 7, 8, 9 years ago, I used to commute to Harlem 3 or 4 times a week to do commercial songwriting and production and stuff. So Parliament Funkadelic is from Plainfield, New Jersey, which is North Jersey, and my train line goes right through North Jersey into New York. So I guess this cat had seen me on the train a couple dozen times, but whatever. He goes, "Oh, you're the guy from the Train." I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. So these cats, just gave me a sense that these dudes were really, truly locals. These were Jersey cats. So since I'm with Parliament Funkadelic, I had a big bag of weed with me. The best thing I figured to do to make myself welcome and to be a good host was to share. So I pull out this big bag of weed. Everybody's eyes lit up now. Everybody's very happy. I'm handing out little handfuls of piles of weed and papers. Next thing you know, everybody's got their own spliff. Everybody's litten up. And I'm sitting there having this, I don't remember what we talked about, but I had a lengthy conversation, small talk bullshit rap with Gary Scheider, man. Super cool. So it was getting closer to when they had to go out to the stage, and I was going to go out and see the show. So I took the opportunity there to get everybody who was in the room to sign my CD. I put the CD away, went out and saw the killer show. Bam! George Clinton wasn't in the dressing room, but he did appear on stage, and the 3 guitar players were there. They had a 3 guitar player band. It was if you don't know anything about Parliament Funkadelic, look at their live shit from the 70s on YouTube, and you're going to see this 3 guitar thing. All 3 guitar players sound like Jimi Hendrix. It's pretty impressive. So That whole thing's going on. The show was for about 2 hours. At the end of the night, I went back to the room, shook everybody's hand, thank you, for a cool show, a fun night. And then I said to somebody, yeah, I don't have George's signature on the CD. So one of the guys takes me through the back door, which is actually to the front parking lot, which is weird, of Tradewinds, and the tour bus was there. And somebody went up in there and got Billy Bass Nelson to come out, who's the bass player from the real early days. I don't know what he was doing. I don't remember him being on stage, but whatever, maybe he was. So I had him sign it, and George came, and I had George sign it. And then George got into a car with like a young chick and left. And there was a woman standing in the door of the tour bus, and I felt like she was waiting for me to like ask her to sign the CD, and I didn't, and I feel bad later, because later I was like, looked at the CD and she was on it, and she was one of the brides of Funkenstein, and was also part of like Parlay, which is like 2 splinter groups that were super cool in the 70s, and so that was a bummer. I still have that CD. I held on to it through Superstorm Sandy somehow, but it survived. It's a little wrinkly, and that was my P-Funk story. We wound up smoking all my weed, saw a great show, got the CD signed by everybody. That's the last time I was able to see Parliament Funkadelic. And as I mentioned, they're on their final farewell tour, so I won't be able to get to see them live again, but that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it, man. It's your boy Dubby. I'll talk to you soon. You!